Born Seamus Cowden in far north Scotland in a town called John O'Groats on the 2nd of April 1982. Seamus stands at 6 feet and 4 inches or 1.92 meters and weighs at 209 pounds or 95 kilos. Seamus's father was in the military and his mother was a nurse. He also has 3 siblings. Seamus and his family moved to a town called Inverness when he was 5, which is the town he would then grow up in and have a childhood. Seamus grew up athletic, very athletic to the point he was made captain of the 1998 Scotland national under-20 rugby union team. By the time he was 18, he would follow family tradition and enlist into the military, joining the 3rd UK Mechanised Division of the British Army. He was so driven, and with his physique in the army, he would go on to earn the historic nickname Ironsides. Seamus would be assigned in the Armoured Division, where he would study engineering and specialise in upgrading the combat infantry vehicles, which is where he would develop various breaching tactics. From serving 5 years in the military, Seamus would go on to be recruited into the SAS, where he holds records for speed and strength. Being an expert in mechanical, ballistic, explosive and thermal breaching strategies, he was then recruited into Team Rainbow in 2015 and is known for his big hammer and somewhat silent destruction. In early 2023, an unknown group stole Nighthaven weaponry, and upon learning this information, a joint operation would be formed between 2 teams, Red Hammer and Ghost Eyes. Seamus was placed on the Red Hammer squadron and assigned to recover the stolen weaponry. However, that plan would go south once the teams realized it was a setup and learned that former Team Rainbow member Deimos would be behind this setup, whose goal was to take out all members of Team Rainbow by any means necessary. So he had a bomb set up within the compound they were in and detonated it, injuring Seamus and fellow team members, leaving him with 2 broken ribs, a fractured wrist and shrapnel in his left leg, but managed to make a recovery from his injuries. The director of Rainbow, Dr. Harishva Pandey, conducted a psychological assessment on Seamus to make sure he was fit to enlist to the military. Seamus's psychological profile, according to Dr. Pandey, says he displays natural leadership qualities which he believes stems from his sports career, and that his confidence and tactical experience helps with his confidence on the front line. Dr. Pandey wrote a lengthy psychological report on Seamus, and the first chunk reads as follows. It's part of my job to understand where the country shapes the person, and specialist Seamus Sledge Cowden seems indelibly shaped by the rugged terrain where he was born. It isn't just his imposing presence and athleticism. I can't help but feel that his personality evokes the wilderness as well. He's stoic and proud, though he admits that he can be hot-headed at times. Field reports describe his courage, leadership and extensive operational experience as much as they mention his unpredictability. He's much more than a gentle giant as some suggest. He's basically saying he's the way he is due to his upbringing. The second chunk of text reads, Cowden is something of a raconteur, and for much of our discussion, he told me one rowdy tale after another. When he was 12, he cobbled a hang glider together out of boat sails and launched himself off his house. He broke both ankles. During military training, he accidentally collapsed his entire sleeping barrack while testing a new breaching technique. And another time, he sank a captain's motorcycle by riding off the pier because he wanted to see how far it would travel on the surface. Not far, I gather. His stories aren't just to entertain, they help to establish a comfortable connection. It's such a casual, offhand leadership style. The Doctor seems to admire his creativity and his chaotic nature. The third chunk of text reads, Cowden views his fellow operators as family. Specialist Mike Thatcher Baker in particular, who he credits for convincing him to switch to the Caber. Numerous Rainbow operators refer to Sledge as one of the easiest operators to work with. Pretty self-explanatory, that one. And last but not least, overall, Cowden is easygoing and unpretentious, though he gets ruffled at the mention of politics. A self-proclaimed news junkie, he doesn't shy away from debates. In fact, it's the reason he joined the military, and why one of his brothers is currently an elected MP. Cowden understands that while on assignment, Rainbow operators don't voice their political opinions, and so far there haven't been any issues. We should trust that he could control his hot-headedness, at least before he's down at the pub. Pretty safe to say he's got his head screwed on and he's not too insane for the military. This psychological report and assessment was written before his passing, before he was sadly brutally murdered by Deimos. Here's some fun facts before we end it off here. Sledge's breaching hammer is called the Caber, and is nicknamed Brucey. Beautiful name. His hammer was also forged by his uncle, Mike Baker, who plays Thatcher. But it's not an ordinary hammer. It's made with differential heat treatment to better transmit the shock of blows along the core. The shaft is also covered in fiberglass, molded to his handspan for better grip, balance so it's not too top heavy. If anyone comes near Brucey, it will kill, as the saying goes. That is the law for old mate Sledge. Careful when you see him out in the battlefield, cause that man is not to be messed with. Anyway, if you enjoyed, please be sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new for more content like this, and I will see you legends in the next one. Peace.